Okay, so this is a video that I was debating on actually making or not, but I ended up making it anyways. I mean, it's like 2:30 in the morning right now. Um, I was thinking about making a Shadowverse video or something, but I don't know. This has just been on my mind for a long time, and with a lot of recent games coming out, it's just been getting worse. So, yeah. Well, how about all this new slop that keeps being released by all these AAA game companies? It's fucking ridiculous. Like, for an example, here is on the screen right now Batman Arkham Knight. It is made by Rocksteady Games. This game is a pretty old game, I would say. It's not modern by any means. It's, what is it, like 9 years old, 10 years old? Came out like 2013, I think. Actually, let me look up when this came out. Give me a second. Okay, so I just looked it up. It came out 2015. But still, like, if you compare this game made by Rocksteady to Rocksteady's newest game, Suicide Squad, uh, made and released in 2024, there is a massive decline in quality, not just in graphics, but gameplay, mission design, story writing, which I don't even think Rocksteady wrote the story. I think another company made the story, and that story is bad. I didn't even play the game. I watched some streamers play the game, and let me tell you what, that game looks like ass. And this is made by the same company, Rocksteady, that made Batman Arkham Knight, which is a fantastic game. I'm going back playing a bunch of older games right now. Been playing Batman Arkham Knight, and it is a wonderful game. But anyways, this has me thinking, what the fuck is going on with gaming companies right now? You have Rocksteady, you have Ubisoft, that used to be massive. Well, they are still massive, but what I mean is they used to make absolute bangers of games back in the day. I remember playing on the original Xbox. It was Ghost Recon 2, I think it was, just Ghost Recon 2. It was a Ghost Recon game. It was made by Ubisoft. That was an amazing game. They made really good Rainbow Six games on the PC back then that I never got to play, but I saw a gameplay of it, and they look fucking fantastic. Nowadays, what are they releasing? Yeah, have you all seen Rainbow Six Extraction? Yeah, that didn't go too well. They released Hyperscape, which honestly had a lot of potential, but they didn't do much with that. They let that game die. And then Skull and Bones, which is their quote-unquote quadruple A game, which when I first looked at the game, I was like, okay, yeah, this looks pretty good. And then after a while, I went back and looked at the game and actually watched gameplay, like full uncut gameplay. And there is no way you can tell me that that is quadruple A gameplay when games by the same company, Ubisoft, back in the day, years ago, have better and more engaging combat and gameplay systems than what they're claiming to be quadruple A, their best title yet or whatever the fuck. You can't tell me that that is the truth. That is some absolute bullshit. It is ridiculous. Then you have shit with fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Okay, I bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm talking about the newer ones, right? I bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I even got the $100 version. I wish I could go back and change that. I got the $100 version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, because I had high hopes. They were like, oh, we're not going to be releasing Call of Duty yearly. We're going to be sticking to one Call of Duty for a while, updating it, making it a better game. And I was like, yes, this is finally what we need. So I had high hopes. I bought the game, got the deluxe edition or whatever the fuck it was. And I played that game for 2 months and dropped it. Because they had zero updates for a very long time. Nothing new, right? And every season after that, I never touched. I never played the game. Because none of the seasons looked interesting. They just looked very generic and boring. And then, what did they do? 1 year later, they released Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And I refused to buy that game. Like, I honestly feel scammed out of my money because they were promising so much with the Call of Duty franchise, and they did not deliver, and then they released a new fucking slop fest of a game that is literally just DLC from the last game they made. I bought Modern Warfare 2 hoping to replay a lot of the Modern Warfare 2 maps, right? Like fucking Terminal. I love Terminal. High Rise. I think it was High Rise. Right? All those great-ass, old-ass Modern Warfare 2 maps weren't even in the new Modern Warfare 2. What do you have to do? You have to buy Modern Warfare 3 to play those Modern Warfare 2 maps. It is bullshit. So yeah, I am not buying another Call of Duty game until they actually show something promising. And it just goes back to what is going on with game companies these days. They're like destroying themselves. It's so frustrating because like as a fan of a lot of these like game franchises, these companies are just doing the bare minimum, releasing slop like for their newer games of the franchise, and then being like, oh, this game didn't perform well. I guess people just don't like this genre anymore. They don't like this franchise anymore. And then they just drop it and move on to some other slop. Like, no, people care about their franchise. They just want a better game. People don't want to play with slop. One big issue I have is with Ubisoft and Watch Dogs. I loved Watch Dogs 1. I loved Watch Dogs 2, which is probably a controversial take to be honest, but I loved the older Watch Dogs games. But when they released Watch Dogs Legion, that was the point where I lost all hope in Ubisoft. From right there, I saw the downward spiral of Ubisoft, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy another Ubisoft game. I don't even remember what the last Ubisoft game I bought was. I never bought Rainbow Six Extraction. I only played that through Game Pass, and I only played it for like an hour or two, and that was it. I barely play Rainbow Six Siege anymore. What other Ubisoft? I have my Xbox on right now, so I'm looking at what other Ubisoft game. What was probably? I don't know. I don't think I've bought an Ubisoft game in years because everything they release now looks like shit, and it is shit. And another thing, a lot of these games nowadays are just like microtransaction hell. They release a generic game, quote unquote, if you want to call it a game, and then they try to sell you fucking $80 of fucking microtransactions as soon as you pay $70 for a game, right? You get the bare minimum of features. They drip feed you content, and then they try to sell you every single fucking day microtransactions for like $20 to $80. And then just every time you open the game, they're advertising it to you. Like a message. Be like, oh, hey, we know you just bought the game, but here, check out the shop, the in-game shop, and buy this weapon skin for $50. Like, no. God damn, just let me play the fucking game. Let me enjoy the game. Let me earn cosmetics, earn things in the game that have more meaning. Like, that's the problem with Halo Infinite. I love Halo, but what they're doing is fucking atrocious with the microtransaction system. It makes playing the game feel worthless because you're not actually earning anything. You have to just buy everything you want. Like, back in the day, Halo 3, okay, you actually had to play the game. You had to do challenges, like meaningful challenges to earn armor that made the armor have identity. Paying $20 to $50 on a helmet does not give it identity. It's just, you're not earning anything playing the game. And like, I guess you can make the argument, oh, but there's like the weekly challenges. Which, that in itself isn't a bad idea, but that's all there is. That's all you're actually earning. And that's very meaningless because the challenges are so easy. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't say unbearably easy, but like, it's so easy to where for a weekly reward, I could finish it in an hour. I could finish all those challenges in an hour for a weekly reward. And that's all the only thing I do in Halo Infinite is I want something to grind for, so I just grind ranked. I never touch any of the casual game modes. I don't do any of that. I just play ranked because I want to grind for something. And at least I can grind for a higher rank. But I don't know, I want to know if any of y'all feel the same way that I do. Games nowadays just don't hit the same. Well, there are some exceptions like Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is a fucking fantastic game, but still, it's wild. Okay, I just lost all my background footage because I've been ranting for so long. I've been yapping. I just came back from Yap Town and I gotta share the yappingness I have. So yeah. Anyways, I just want to know if y'all feel the same way about all this decline in game quality. And I don't know. It's like there are still some good games out there. You got Baldur's Gate 3, you got Lethal Company, but those aren't AAA. I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 is AAA. That's like a small dev studio that made that game. Meanwhile, you have Ubisoft releasing the just shittiest slop they can. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Just let me know what y'all think. Okay, I'm done yapping.